Chicago. It's the 1997 Bulls Championship Rally right here on WGN. I'm Steve Sanders, and I'm joined by my colleagues Allison Bain and Dan Roan. Good morning.
Great to be here again, huh?
Good to be here despite the little bit of rain. I think it's blowing over. What do you think?
Well, it seems like it's starting to dry out a little bit here. You know, this is almost like the official beginning of summer in Chicago, isn't it? We've done this 5 times in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Some years a little bit damper than other ones, but we're going to have a great time this morning nonetheless.
You can't start summer till you get this Bulls thing out of the way. And,
the Bulls are, of course, a great team, and we've got a great team assembled today. Let's begin with WGN's Bill Weir. Hey, Bill.
Steve, Dan, good to see you again. I'm with a few thousand of my best friends, and we're trying to, I'm being told to calm them down. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to check in with these folks who have been out here for hours, literally, hoping for the best seats. Also take a look at the merchandise that has spawned as a result of their 5th championship. Coming up, let's kick it over to Bob Jordan now, who's with other fans in another part of the park.
Thank you, Bill. I'm over here in the pit area, so to speak, right off to the north of the stage, and we'll be here with some other fans. We have a pretty good vantage point, and these also are people who got here early this morning in order to get these choice seats. Many of them are soaking wet, and they were shaking off a little while ago, pouring all of that water over here on us. But they're an enthusiastic group of fans. We're going to be talking to them, finding out why would they stay out here all night long in the rain. Was it worth it? Is it worth it? We'll have all of that for you coming up.
You bet it's worth it. This is definitely an event that you don't want to miss in Chicago because all the guys are going to be here coming up later on WGN.
hard to believe some of these folks really did spend the night out here, and I think I understand a few folks even crashed the gate about 6 a.m. The police had to round them up and bring them back in. So it's been a crazy morning despite all that rain.
What do we have, like 250,000 people were here last year?
The estimates vary so much from year to year. In fact, they all run together so much. You do it so often, you kind of lose track of which year is which. But the truth is, I think this crowd will be down some this year, if only because of the weather. I don't think because it's been done so many times. I think these guys that are here are as enthusiastic as any group we've had during this championship run of the 90s, and we should have a great time out here this morning. A lot of signs back there in the back, and people have done a lot of hard work getting ready for this, not only the Bulls, but some of their fans.
That's right. People always bring gifts for the Bulls when they come out to this thing, so it'll be interesting to see. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they have this year. Lots of paintings and that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know, we were just looking at some of those pictures. I think that was the largest crowd out there on the north end of Grant Park, just on the edge of the loop. They're starting to gather in, but I got to ask you guys something. This is my first year to cover this. You've covered the 4 previous ones. How does this crowd compare?
Well, again, it's smaller, but I think
That's
only
right now,
because of the weather. Yeah, but the weather's getting better, as you said, Steve. It's not raining right now, and to the west, things are starting to break a little bit. So, you know, maybe a lot of people will walk in late arrivals to the party.
And we have to keep in mind that a lot of people who are here today are folks who couldn't get a ticket to a Bulls game and see those guys play in person. So this is really their chance to see the guys and show them that love. You know, they're always talking about Chicago fans inside the United Center. Don't make that much noise. Well, they should be down here in Grant Park today because they're going to make some noise.
Well, they might say they are the real Bulls fans. You know, we got reporters covering this thing like a blanket, but they're not all right here in Grant Park. Rich King is up at the Birdo Center where the Bulls traditionally gather for these events. They take chartered buses in. Of course, we'll be covering that if we can get the helicopter back and the ceiling lifts. We'll try to have that. But they're all gathered up there at the Birdo Center. That's where Rich King is. Rich?
Well, Steve, right now it's kind of quiet here at the Birdo Center. Contrast to what you have down there, people gathering is about 35, 40, 50 fans across the street here, roped off by the Deerfield police. The Bulls, not here yet. I mean, most of them, a couple of guys came in, Dickie Simpkins, one